Greetings viewers, Eric the Car Guy here, and I have an introduction for you today. Not so much a tool review, but an introduction. In fact, these tools are new to me. Today I'd like to introduce you to Beta Tools. Beta reached out to me, they are an Italian company, and asked if I would check out their tools, and this is what they sent me. And I have a full assortment here of universal sockets, nut drivers, snap ring pliers, especially Allan heads here and Torx bits here. The unique thing about these is that they're a long handle, as you can see, but the handle is either a T handle or you can move it to one side to get more leverage, is how they're set up. Interesting, and I've learned something. You know, this is why I say it's an introduction. I haven't had a chance to use these as much. Honestly, I would call these specialty tools. I would call these like maybe craftsman tools. I look at this set and I think to myself, this is some old guy working in his garage on his vintage Porsche or Ferrari or something. That's kind of what I see here. And it's just the impression that I get. But obviously the long handle is nice for getting down into tight, hard to reach places. The universal is nice because it can transfer that torque over, you know, at different angles. I'm gonna have a confession here. The one tool that I thought I would use more than any in this whole set is this 10mm. And unfortunately, the one that was sent to me had one of these rods here that won't insert into the top, so I'm unable to use this tool like I wanted to. So I either need a smaller one of these, or I'll admit I started to drill this hole, but I can attest to the fact that this is nice hard metal because it killed 2 drill bits just getting this far. But this is the one that I wanted to try the most, this 10. I use a 10 an awful lot. What I may end up doing is using the 8. Now, okay, what's different about this than say a ratchet with an extension and a universal socket at the end? Not much other than this is one piece, and if you had that set up like I just mentioned, you could be down inside of an area somewhere and you go to bring this back out, maybe catch it on something, drop the socket, away it goes. That's not going to happen with these. So these are really nice for tight, hard to reach areas. But again, this is a specialty tool. So it's not something you're going to break out of the box often. It's going to be one of those things where your friends look at it and they go, ooh, ah, you have some of those. Now, what I can see a real use for, and what I like the most, are probably, well, second most, I'll say. These are the second most favorite of mine in this set, are these, the Allan heads. And this, I think, would be really great for working on German cars, because you've got some options here. You can either have the short head here, all this leverage. You can have it down into an area like this and have all this leverage, or you can be up here and use it like a T-handle. So you've got some options, but this is going to give you a lot of leverage in those situations where you have an Allan. And I have sockets that fit onto my ratchets that sort of do the same thing, but this seems more, once again, purpose-built, specialty. So nice for that. Nice conversation piece. Now, my favorite out of all this stuff that I have been using are these nut drivers. And the reason I like the nut drivers so much is because the ends are flexible. So if you're down inside of a really constricted area, no U-joints, no nothing, you're down in there. This has a nice plastic grip on the end of it, a nice feel to it, and I haven't had any problems with these. I imagine there's a steel cable inside of here. Haven't had any problems with these cables based up to any torque that I've used on them. But out of everything that was sent, I like and use the nut drivers the most. And I have 10, 8, 7, 6, 5.5, which is good for GM ignition modules, I believe, and then 5mm. Lastly, we have our snap ring pliers. The thing about these snap ring pliers is they are fixed snap ring pliers. And what I mean when I say that is, some of them you squeeze and they only go in one direction, and then there's another type of pliers that you can like move this over and you can move it in the other direction. We do have a practical for this. Let's show you these in action. There we go. So they're curved, so the more you use them, the more the snap ring wants to slide up onto there, which is good for removal. Let's give these other ones a try. for installation. There we go. And why not take it the extra step? 14. Not the most practical tool for this application, but there you go, a demonstration of the use of these tools. I'm not even sure what to call these. I don't even know what to call these. Beta tools, that's what I'll call them. Beta tools, Italian stuff. As stated, this is more of an introduction than a review. These are not tools that I'd use often, and I've been struggling trying to figure out jobs that I could use them on. Nut drivers, I have used those. I do enjoy those. And as I use more of those Allan heads, which, as I said, I find those a lot more on German vehicles. These tools, I understand, are really popular in Europe, and I think they're designed for the European market. So if you work on European cars, you might consider looking into these. In fact, I'll post the link in the description to where you can find some of your own. Anyway, I'm Eric the Car Guy. I post tool reviews every other Wednesday. If you have automotive questions, I'd ask you to head over to EricTheCarGuy.com. Welcome video there to tell you about how to get help. If you wish to connect with me socially, Google+, Facebook, Twitter, also Instagram. Close each of my videos with be safe, have fun, stay dirty. Don't forget to play with your tools, even if you're struggling to find use for them.